Cian Carter is inferior. Oh my, he's not careless. He's patient and he's wiser. When all the paperwork was finished, the vocalist who was working out of the studio of a pretty well-known record producer was just barely legal. But that didn't stop Mogul from sampling the fresh talent. He was frequently sampling her, but he was also seeing the current A+ list singer who was in his face all the time. And this may be beyond Jaguar Wright claims that Jay Z has been extremely silent in the face of all these accusations against his longtime pal Diddy, and that's because Jay Z, an even more terrifying creature. The rumors are that this woman is not the only one who is allegedly victimized, and that Jaguar is now spilling the tea on everything Jay Z and his label touch. A troubling blind item recently surfaced about how Jay Z allegedly slept with a singer who was signed to his label when she was a minor and then blackballed her career when Beyonce found out. Diddy shared with Cassie that I'm not going to stop coming. You can with her all you want. Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy truly opened the floodgates, and it is being said that Diddy's pal Jay Z is the next to be exposed. Just as Jaguar Wright had anticipated years earlier, when Jaguar initially voiced opposition to Jay Z. Before we discuss what Jaguar said, let's speak about this new blind item that's making the rounds on social media about singer Tiara Marie, who was signed by Jay Z at the age of 16. Tiara Marie's tale never altered despite people calling her insane, and she's now alleging that Jay Z is much worse than Diddy. Tiara was signed to Def Jam concurrently with Rihanna after being found by s.a'd. According to Reid's memoir, the company first thought Tiara would become a larger celebrity, but Beyonce got in the way and instructed them to concentrate on Rihanna. Reid stated that Beyonce just so happened to be there at our internal corporate presentation. We anticipated Tiara Marie would be a major celebrity since we invested more time and effort on her. A bell went off for me when Beyonce approached me after the showcase and said, Jay Z, Tiara Marie, Rihanna, Black Butterfly, and Neo performed at the label. That Rihanna chick is a beast, and this blind piece indicates that Dee did this because she discovered Jay Z was interfering with Tiara. Remember that Reid is 31 years older than Tiara, so as soon as he found out, he too had a sexual relationship with her. Who, according to the blind Ray J, was involved in all this shady business of scouting and controlling young female artists. He then took over and allegedly brought Tiara to Jay Z's attention. Before long, she was sold to this pseudo porn star and celebrity sibling. You can guess who that one is. He loves controlling vulnerable women. In any case, he began managing the singer's career by bringing her to the attention of this A+ list rapper and mogul. It's intriguing that Ray J and Tiara began dating in 2006 since that same year. Jay Z abruptly fired Tiara from his label. Jay Z signed Tiara to Def Jam not long after she turned 16, and she dropped her debut album, Rockefeller. The following year, Tiara began work on her second album, but the production was abruptly stopped in the middle, and she received a call from the label immediately before her release. Records presents Tiara Marie in August 2005. The album was a success, reaching number 5 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums chart, announcing to her that they were dumping her off after high school. And Tiara claimed that she never heard from Jay Z again. I'm not on the label because, to be honest, I don't know why I'm not on the label. But I know that I just took a break to finish school or something. And that's when I was in Detroit, and I received a call saying that they were going to let me go because I'm young and have a bright future ahead of me, you know, the WW talk, and that's how it happened. I was taken aback and disappointed that Jay did not contact me directly. Jay Brown, phoned me, and I was perplexed as to why. In Tiara's opinion, Jay Z had at first presented himself as a father figure, and then had abruptly cut her off without providing an explanation. The time, but I'm not able to say that right now because, as you know, I don't speak to him anymore and he didn't even give me a farewell call. This is interesting because, as you can see, in her lawsuit against Diddy, Cassie claimed that Diddy behaved similarly when they first met, highlighting the dynamic's age and power. When they first started working together, Mr. Combs portrayed himself as Miss Ventura's father figure and protector. However, according to the blind item, Jay dropped Tiara because he was having an affair with her. Beyonce also claimed that Jay was upset because he wanted Tiara for himself. Jay also promptly dropped Tiara as soon as he signed her, and by the time the ink was dry, he had blacklisted and blocked her career. Despite this, Mogul continued to sample new talent, and he was regularly sampling a list singers who was in his face each day, and it's said that Beyonce claims that the mogul who was managing her career was in a feud with her and informed him that he would not be permitted to date the singer ever again. It is likely that he believed this would make the mogul believe that she was exceptional. Apparently not as unique as the current A+ list her, since word spread that she had been booted from the label and that no record agreements had been offered to her following this. Dayjam Tiara became addicted to drugs and spent some time in treatment, which many people think was a result of her involvement in the field at such an early age. Yet, Tiara is not the only young lady. There have been long-running accusations that Jay Z was involved in Aaliyah's murder. He was accused of grooming Foxy Brown when she was just 14 years old, and he met Beyonce when she was 16 and he was 28. After she turned down his attempts, we already know that Jay Z and R. Kelly had a tight relationship. According to Dame Dash, Aaliyah's former partner, Jay refused to sever their relationship after learning that Kelly had approached Aaliyah and married her without her will when she was just 15 years old. Nonetheless, years later, they attempted to perform the tour as best they could. Of the best, yes, but it still didn't work out. If you notice though, I wasn't involved in any of that, and karma takes its course. What I didn't realize though, is that I was thinking, I know I'm not with that. And because he had chosen one path in the moral challenge, I knew that we weren't the morally right couple. Dame Dash said that Jay Z made a lot of effort to court Aaliyah, but she never showed interest in him in the same way. Despite Jay Z's best efforts, Aaliyah always seemed to adore Dame Dash. So Jay apparently thought Beyonce should replace Aaliyah. At the same period, Jay Z and Dame began to dispute. And it all came to an end in 2001 when Aaliyah tragically died in a plane crash in the Bahamas. The same year, Jay and Beyonce announced their relationship. Less than a year later, Jay Z released their joint album, Best of Both Worlds, with R. Kelly. At that time, Jay Z's PR team reportedly worked hard to clear R. Kelly of her crimes, destroy all reminder of their friendship. But some who were present for it all, like Jaguar Wright, refused to stay quiet. He was collaborating with Kelly, and the two of them produced a ton of tracks together. You know, they had a lot in common. Whoever speaks about the greatest of the lot, the finest of both worlds, nobody discusses that topic or this one. No one discusses that project. Remember that Jaguar sang as a backing vocalist on Jay Z's MTV Unplugged in 2001, the same year Aaliyah passed away, and that Jaguar said that Jay Z was envious because Aaliyah chose Dame Dash. Additionally, jam on your horn now, that bull record from the Austin Power was some of the worst ever. And Beyonce's solo career was struggling. This must have been all during the time that Jay Z was recording Best of Both Worlds with R. Kelly, so she must have seen a lot during that time. Time spent with her alone, and after Aaliyah passed away, Rich Harrison entered. At that point, you can imagine how insane she was at the moment, as she enjoyed posing for photos with him on page 6. Aaliyah didn't realize that she was in love with Dane at the same time as Jay Z began dating Diddy, and the two have remained friends ever since. Jaguar stated in her most recent interview that the only reason Jay Z is staying low is because of how quickly they throw their former friends under the bus. She also noted that both Jay and Diddy benefited from Biggie Smalls' death, so it seems like they have a lot in common. He has been lining up individuals he considers friends and moving aside as they are struck by the Gio for 30 years, which is why he is now even worse than Diddy. Oh my goodness, he is worse than Diddy! Jaguar discussed how one of the women she is close to been harmed by something Jay Z did. She was also in the industry, and she stated that she had been fighting this for 15 years. He had pushed someone she loved too far, and you know who I mean, music. How long do you think she should have to endure the consequences of your poor decision? Yes, she is in the industry. Industry? No. She wasn't flawless and was exiled, but she was everything. Nevertheless, given that Jaguar's tale has remained same throughout the years, it appears that many people are supporting her. They assert that it will only be a matter of time until Jay Z is revealed, just like Diddy. The other fan said that Jay has never been true to anybody, even his wife and family, which should tell a lot. So when they say he gave Foxy, that's why Solange can't tolerate that man, because he wanted Aya, and she was a teenager just like R. Kelly did. He and R. Kelly were so close that they made an album together. And all those sexually transmitted diseases had to be genuine, but tell us what you think about it all. What is the actual reason Jay Z dumped Tiara Marie? Do you agree with Jaguar that Jay Z is worse than Diddy? Leave a comment below.